Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another Help with Harrz episode where we're going to be focusing on how to make your gunfights a bit more influential on the map than they otherwise would be. So today we're going to be looking at Roomba's gameplay. It's going to be a Sub Base Hardpoint, and we're going to read through the form, check out the gameplay with a little bit of criticism throughout it, just to hopefully give some pointers on how to just play the map better and anything that I notice. We'll then go into a little bit of a conclusion at the end of the gameplay, hopefully covering 2 or 3 main things that I hope this player can focus on in order to achieve where they want to get to next. And then finally, a predicted rank I see them getting by the end of MW3, just before Black Ops 6. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we're looking at Roomba's form here. They play on a new-gen console, 20 hours a week, so that's just shy of 3 hours a day. But assuming they only play 5 days, that's about 4 hours there. They're currently in Gold 2 in the video because it's the beginning of the season, so they would have been Plat 2 last season, which is probably where their highest rank comes from. They play 6.6 dynamic, 1x ADS multiplier, so fairly standard settings with 100 FOV, so I really like those. They are a channel member, so they're a tier 1 channel member, which means they're a little bit pumped up the list. So but yeah, appreciate the support on the channel as always. And let's see what setup they've got. So they're running with a PS5 standard DualSense controller, but they play Claw. Kudos to you. My hands can't handle that. An Astro A10 headset, an LG Ultra Gear, 165Hz, 1080p monitor, which is probably pretty perfect for a, I assume as well, with the PS5 won't it? So I'm pretty sure that's a real nice monitor for that. And yeah, this is, as I say, I'm going to be focusing on influential kills on the map. And so this is pretty much what this player says. I would like for me to focus on how I can get more influential kills on the map. In my gameplay, like the submission, I tend to go 1.1 or 1.2 KD, but my games feel closer than they should be with that amount of slaying. It basically leads me to believe my kills aren't effective or I'm possibly kill warring without knowing. I usually struggle with team leading as I've tried to get spawned down as best as I can. Also, aim and centering could always be better no matter what rank I am. Yeah, I want to preface it with aim and centering for anybody can be better. Even pros, you see their aim to be not perfect because there's someone who's better than them at aiming, even in the pro league. So yeah, I think that's something everyone can be looking at, but we'll see whether it's actually a concern for you. And then secondly, yeah, the gameplay we've got here is a 40 bomb on Sub Base. It's a really good game. It is a dub. But as I say, as this player says, they want to make sure that they're not kill whoring, that they are getting influential kills on the map, and they are playing a strategic role in the dub. So getting into the gameplay, obviously, as it's Sub Base Hardpoint, I'm looking at the class setup. It doesn't look like there's anything unusual with the class setup. Everything you run seems to be what I run by the looks of it from the icon. And yeah, let's see how we approach this front hill. Don't mind this at all. Good couple of kills. You're allowing your teammates to push up onto the hill as you're weak. Well, you're not weak, but you're reloading. You're trying to re-prepare for that next gunfight. Yeah, and you get another freebie there. My only criticism at that point was you got that kill, really good there, but you're not in a power position. I'd have used this time personally, and I know what I'm saying here would make you miss that 3rd kill, but what I'm trying to get across to you is you need to get some sort of power position. You just got 2 or 3 kills. Let's move up at the map. Let's try and get to top 3rd. Let's try and, progress up the map towards P2 rather than sit and just wait for the enemies to respawn in at the same side and, just run into our line of sight. It's fine though. We get, that's 4 down. That's the first guy who's just respawned. Unfortunately, trades weren't there and they've just maintained control of the hill. Now, the benefit of getting control of the hill. Now, I understand that, as I say, you got 3 kills. That's really good. That's a great off start. But when the enemy team spawn in, they're spawning in back here sort of thing when P1's live. Let me just make it clearer. We're looking at P1 here. They're spawning back here when P1's live. And and you've just got 4 kills. I mean, and looking at the mini map, if we revert this to where we were a moment ago, every single one of you is in this area here. So you've got someone going server, you've got someone starting time, but everyone in your team is sort of in this sort of region here, which means that you've pretty much got 0 map controls. What I'd have liked to have seen you there, once you got 3 down, which you have at this point, is to maybe, relocate yourself, try and get to top 3rd, run out of server, go up to top secret and, try and make the hop up to top 3rd. From there, you can look down to the hill if you need to turn around, but your main focus is to get the spawns over here to ensure that you get a good hill control for P2, which is essentially here. So that's what I'd have done in that situation. In my opinion, all I'm trying to say is you maybe took a little bit long there. I get you got another kill, which is great, but with 3 down, someone on the team needs to try and provide a little bit of aggression up the map, and that could have been you. But not criticism, we got 3 kills. All that's happened here now is that you're spawning all the way back here, and it means you've got to rotate through a really obvious route to get to P2, which is here. Whereas if you'd have, rotated to top third, you'd been able to, you'd have guaranteed the spawns back for P2. And then you would have been in a position where you're looking at warehouse, seeing if any enemies are coming through it. But otherwise, I think it was a good play. You got your kills, and that's the main thing. Well, let's see some pre-aims here. We're running out quite aggressively there. I mean, it worked. You didn't die. It's fine. I guess when you get to those higher ranks, you're going to have to start pre-aiming P2 at that point. You're going to have to start pre-aiming a few more areas before you get comfortable just running out. But again, nice shots there. You heard the door open to your left. Let's see if we recognize that. Good kill here. And nice, we're moving into a decent position. Now, I really like this. This is something that not enough people that submit gameplays that I see do. You could have quite easily gone, okay, P2, let me just sit on the P2 ready to hold it. Instead of what you're doing, you're breaking out a little bit further than the hill itself. And you are actually, I mean, imagine P2's live. Instead of just sitting on it, you're breaking out past the P2 hill itself, ensuring that enemies can't get anywhere close to it. And you're also blocking this back spawn here, meaning that any enemies you kill from this point on are going to spawn all the way back here, meaning that they've got a much harder route to the hill than you will have when that happens. So yeah, really nice play. I just wanted to highlight that. So yeah, it's important to play your life a little bit here. You're in this back spawn, really great. They did get a couple of bits of scrap from the old hill, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Nice, you're getting in, getting out. That's like perfect. Again, we're playing really good COD here. That's a 5-kill streak. If I'm honest, I think this whole break is down to your team rather than you. So if we rewind this as to how this happened, teammate died first, which isn't great. We should be ready for them. We do get this kill. We get out with our life. There's still a player top sub base, top E2, sorry, window. Managed to get this kill, but you're making a lot of noise in the same area here, and you sort of freeze there. Now, the best thing, obviously in hindsight, would be to do, you get this kill and then you just try and get out of dodge. You still got 6 bullets in the mag, 11 bullets in that mag. You didn't really need to reload. This is a situation where you check if you're clear first and then reload, and you should be gravy. Yeah, you had plenty of bullets there to kill 1, maybe even 2 at a push. Now, I'm not saying much here because I want to see what you do first. This is a big kill, by the way. Nice. Okay. Now, personally, I'm not a massive fan of how long it took you to get down to the hill to help. Your teammates clearly don't feel like they can get on the hill themselves, otherwise they would be on the hill. So you've got one tap, it looks like they're bottom, it appears. Yeah, they're bottom. Teammates forklift, and you've got one more coming off spawn. I'd have probably preferred to see you benefit, help the hill a little bit there. Maybe if you killed the guy with forklift from the side, I don't know, but you're quite out of the action here. And although I say it's good to get map control, you had someone behind you who could have got top third at last. That person behind you is going to get to the hill later than you, and as a result, you should be bumping that pay. You should be helping out the hill time first. But yeah, we get that kill. We get overrun massively here. We should have known there was a guy forklift because of, you can see the red dot on the minimap. Unfortunately, you can't see him here. But yeah, I'd have played my life a little bit more. You know where 2 are at this point because you have 1 on the hard point because it's highlighted in red just here, and then you also have 1 forklift, which is highlighted in the minimap. Taking your time a little bit further here would have been great. Throw a stun, throw a nade. But to be fair, dying here shouldn't be the worst thing unless you spawn in the back. If you spawn in the back, it's awful. But we'll see. Wow. But yeah, all I'm saying is you should have had awareness of this player here because of the minimap, and you could have taken your time to stay behind cover, throw a stun, throw a nade, and then progress to the hill. But nice, I'm hearing you communicate to team saying that you need to rotate. Unfortunately, those 3 kills are just going to spawn the enemy team at new. So yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. This is a super direct run to the hill, but they're not checking it. So, hey.
One at a time, weak. Left side of time. Nice, that was him.
Nice comms, you're clean, concise.
Good response. Yep.
Yeah, so the default spawn on this map on this hill, you just got to assume they're going to be spawning out. Now, yeah, the enemy's not going to spawn here. You don't have to be all the way back here to block that spawn. The only way the enemy would spawn back here is if you've got teammates all the way out here blocking a couple of spawns back here. Now, if that's not the case, the enemy team will definitely not spawn here. So you don't really need to be too worried about that. If this were me, as soon as you're getting, you know, 2 or 3 down, especially from this position, that's 2 down, that's 3. All 3 of those players are going to spawn maze area, about somewhere like that. And what they're going to do to get to the hill, they're going to run out through the middle. Now, what can you do from this position to cut them off from there? Now, personally, you might miss 1 or 2, but you need to trust your teammates to pick up some of the kills. Where are you? You're about here. It's going to take you no time at all just to, you know, get around here, get to bottom server, and just play their cut just like that. And you're going to be able to kill anyone from server. You're going to be able to, kill anyone from server, go into tunnel. So yeah, that's a real nice plot I'd have liked to have seen you take, but what you did, I think your lack of confidence in spawn knowledge meant that you had to guarantee that spawn. You felt like you had to be in this very particular position to block that spawn. So yeah, I'd have liked to have seen you trying to play a little bit further out aggressively there, but it's not the end of the world. That player's just, I would love to see that kill cam. I'm not sure if we're wiggling our left stick enough here. Okay, so first of all, you're worried about small, and your aim is on small, which is fine because you think someone's there. You've seen a red dot there. You can sort of assume someone's there. However, I mean, is that door shut? Yeah, that door's shut. You don't really need to pre-aim that until the door's open because, you know, if this were me, you need to pre-aim this opening here rather than here because you're going to be notified if someone ends up challing out of this way because the door's just going to swing open. Whereas you don't really have any notification of coming out this area here, so you want to sort of have your center here, and you always want to maintain your left stick moving. So yeah, I'm going to slow this down a lot here. Just I don't want to be really picky, but I'm going to slow it down very much so. But what you'll see is when this player jumps out, your aim goes very far left of them before trying to recorrect, and I don't know whether it's because you stopped moving, and then as you turned, you just had absolutely 0 aim assist, or your ADS sense is too high. But you can see how much you corrected the players here. Your aim was here. You've almost double corrected for that player. So yeah, it's 1 or 2 things. Your ADS sense is too high, in which case just turn it down to a 0.9, or you weren't moving your left stick, and therefore you weren't getting aim assist. And as a result, you've just been, well, unfortunately killed. But that was a big kill you needed to try and guarantee. Because that teammate was also not looking that direction and he just got picked off, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think that door was open, actually. It didn't look open from my perspective, so apologies if that wasn't the case. There's 25 seconds left. You don't really want to get these spawns in the back now, so you want to be very careful that you're not blocking the very back spawn here. Yeah, now my worry is you're going to spawn at old. No, we're good. Okay, fine. So your teammate, whoever's rotated back here, massive out of them, and whoever's, you know, lingering here, great. They've stopped the enemy team from spawning back here, meaning that you can't then spawn at the old hill, meaning that you're spawning new. So shout out to those guys for rotating and setting up nice and early. This is a really nice hill to be able to do that on. Yeah. Okay, you're on time here, you're watching long. The only concern about this is you've got I'm assuming you're not in a party because everyone's got this blue arrow, but this player who's on you just needs to not be here. Now, when you're solo queuing and you can't be in control of everything, control what you can. So if you notice a player who's not quite being as communicative, or they might not be quite as aware as you, are getting on the hill and holding the same position as you, just get off. You don't need to be on the hill. Your teammate is here looking at the exact same thing as you, meaning that you don't really have as much coverage on the map. So you have P4 is live. You've got a player here who can watch sort of pretty much anywhere. They can watch long, they can watch like top third, they can watch anyone flanking through maze, so they can see a lot of things. You've then got a player pushed out in maze, or I think that's not quite P2, but they're in this area here, meaning that they've put a little bit more aggression here. Now, the enemy team are going to spawn here unless someone pushes past this line, and in which case they'll spawn back here as long as this area is blocked, which it is by that player. Now, from my perspective, once you get these kills, I would love to see you take a little bit of a route from the hill to server, and then that will mean is that, you know, you'll pick any kind of enemies who you may have missed coming off the spawn here, but then once you get into server, it will spawn you know, when you just get into this position, it will spawn the enemy here, meaning that you've got a direct line of sight on anyone who decides to run off a spawn here. That's what I'd like to see here. It's just unfortunate that your teammate, who clearly, I don't know whether there is a teammate of yours that you play with regularly, but it looks like a random player has joined you. And if this were me, I'd probably move, especially after you get a couple kills.
Mid. Look bottom maze. Yep. Stay over there. I have this.
I can hear you saying I have this, and it's just stuff like that happens because the team aren't spread out enough. The fact that you've got two people sat on almost the same square meter on the map means that you've just got such little map control, and it enables you to get flanked like that. It's not the worst case in the world. You've still got 30 seconds of this hill. You've got a fairly decent hold here. You're very open in this position. Let's try and get... Yeah. Okay. Again, this is something I tell a lot of people. You've got a stun, you have a nade. That is two very easy ways you can either damage someone or just put them off. Let's just see them thrown. You've got 3 people shooting. You can see one direction there. You know, I'm looking at the radar here. So you've got 3 people sort of in this vicinity here. Throw a stun over, throw a nade. It's going to hit one of them, you know? Yeah, you've run up. You haven't done any damage yet. Teammates are dying behind you, and you've just fallen to your death. So that's unlucky. And Boogie's got a good point. He said something about grenades. So in any case, okay, we're 30 points, 40 points down. It will be after this happens. Let's see a little bit of a rotation to the new hill. We don't want to be too much focused on the old. Let's rotate to new. Now the ideal situation in if I just remove these in P5 is you have these spawns back here. The enemy team is spawning here, and you've got them trapped. You know, you've got someone watching, you know, you've got someone top third watching tunnel, you've got someone top warehouse watching their run out of warehouse, meaning that they can't really get to hill at all unless they take a real long route around. And that's sort of the position you want to be in, and the only way you can do that is to get these spawns initially. So you sort of do want to play for those spawns as much as you can off the start. Nice. Okay, I don't really mind this. You have no cover from anything on the left, so I'd be very concerned about that.
Our left side's open. Our left side's open.
Nice, you've recognised that the left side's open. Very good comms. Again, the teammates joined you on the hill. Are they going to run through it, or are they going to sit on it with you? They're sitting on it with you. Not ideal. Okay, turn around. Turn around. You've got... So... You should understand that you've just got a couple of kills. You know, that's 3 kills there. You've got a guy here, guy there, guy there. And you've got a teammate who's sort of pushed into P2, or at least looking into P2, meaning that the enemy team aren't going to be able to spawn there. So you need to be sort of hyper aware that the flip has happened. You're now going to get these spawns. The enemy team are going to get these spawns, meaning that you need to be very much focused on their run through warehouse to get to the hill. And your teammates need to be focused on their run through tunnel. I wouldn't worry about tunnel for you. You can literally sit at this window just here looking into warehouse. You don't need to move off the hill, but if you want, you can jump on the box into the window, allowing you to have a real top-down height advantage over the players who are running through warehouse. But yeah, you need to try and recognize that. I hope you do recognize that. The enemy team are no longer spawning this left-hand side. Okay, teammates spawn there. That's the big tail. Calm the garage spawn, or garage as we call it.
I have bottom warehouse. Could be top warehouse.
That's a gunfight we need to win. So that, I would say, is an influential gunfight that we're not currently winning, or we didn't win. A way to avoid that is to take the gunfight to them, okay, or play in an even weirder situation. So if I'm challenging this is like, you got bad timing, so you either need to be patient and hold this, or not sprint at where they're going to be coming from. So what I mean by that is you either need to, as I say, sit and hold this area, or when you're moving, make it an evasive maneuver where you come back behind the tank a little bit, or you sprint behind this pillar here, meaning that you've got a little bit of a look round there, or you sprint to the box and hop up on top of the box and then just look down to this window. Anything like that would have been fine. But the worst thing you can try and do is to just directly sprint them down, which is I think what happened here. But yeah, trust yourself, hold bottom warehouse. You've just seen someone's there as well. This is, I think you're chasing a red dot a little bit too much there. You've just seen them shoot. They're no threat to you at this point. And they've chowed you. If you trust me, if you just stayed still and just held that pre-aim, you'd have most definitely got that kill.
We're not new. Come on.
There's one. There's one.
Yeah, you don't really want to be dying here. Be annoying, get a couple kills.
Dead on time.
Yeah, fine. Good play. Nice, that's a few down.
Y'all go new.
Let's see what route we take to new.
They're gonna come from tunnel and server.
Nice use of nade. I don't mind that.
Make sure we're looking at tunnel and servers.
Nice kills. That's a 3-piece. Well, 3 kills down. Very nice.
Ramp. One more tunnel.
Okay.
One more tunnel. Ramp.
There's not a lot happening here. So when I break it down into spawns, you've got you guys are spawning here. The enemy team, I guess, are going to be spawning sort of back here. The route they're going to, maybe a little bit further back here. The route they're going to take to hill 80% of the time, especially in these ranks, is unfortunately through server. They're either going to go through server, they're going to go down long, but they're going to be focused on P1 so much they're not going to decide to take a route at this point. Or maybe through tunnel. I mean, 2 did come through tunnel, but they're not going to come around to your back. Now, personally, the best place you can get to, you have absolutely no one on this right-hand side of the map. Your teammates are both back here, meaning is that you have the ability to push up a little bit more. So if this were me, I'd have hopped up to top snow, get into server, clear server. You can look down to the hill, and then you can peek out of a window down to tunnel, making sure that people come out tunnel. You can try top server is a game changer if you have it on your team. So you need to try, before this point, as you get this kill, hop up onto the AC, hop up onto the roof, and then run to server and just be that really annoying player server. And then what you can do when you're up server and your teammates have got control of the hill is just look down here and just watch them as they come off spawn into your iron sights. That's the ideal situation. But again, it's about having that power position, about having that height and being able to properly control the map and get those influential kills. Yeah, that's 3 kills. Someone's on the hill and no one's really looking at it. And there's no one easily to kill them. The thing is, if we had someone top third, if we had someone top server, that player on the hill is a really easy kill to get. So now it's gone from them having 3 players down to us having 3 players down. Just a nade, I don't mind that. Teammate got the kill, saved your life. Okay, so there's 20 seconds left of this. You got to be very careful because they're going to start playing quite aggressively, and your teammate has also just spawned out.
One's mid. One on the AC side. They flipped us. Try to push the spawns.
Nice game there. Nice reload. You had time as well. And everyone on your team sort of recognise the enemy are going to be coming from this direction. So far, so good. Nice.
We should have spawns. I don't see anybody.
Nice pinch. So your teammate needs to be aware that they're going to be coming from behind. However, nice. Oh, good pinch. Oh, that's really unlucky. Again, that's just having that awareness of how much ammo you've got. But again, the worst thing you could have done there is reload. At least you got damage in. You haven't you didn't get an assist immediately. So, but I'm assuming they've killed them.
I'll be right. Yeah, back side. I see nothing mid.
Yeah. So for the enemy to come middle, you've got to put yourself in those shoes. So they're going to be spawning back here. For them to come middle, they've got to either run through warehouse and decide not to go around, decide not to go to the side door, decide not to go to top third, and instead to run through middle. Or they've got to go through tunnel and decide to think, okay, I'm not going to jump up to window. I'm not going to try and jump up from a box to top third and then, jump down that way. I'm not going to try through front. It takes a lot for the enemy to decide to go, okay, I'm going to spawn here. We have absolutely, we have map control of this area here, but you know what? I'm going to take a route all the way around. It's going to be quite a rare situation. And then what I'm trying to say is watching this middle is not the most important thing you should be doing at this time. Again, you need to support the teammates on the hill. You need to be supporting the more likely line of sights or the directions they're going to be coming from. At the end of the day, they're spawning here. You need to make sure that they're going to be running either around the side door, and window. They are the 3 main areas you need to watch. The person who's getting the hill time can watch this little window there. But yeah, they're the 3 main areas you need to watch. And the maze, bottom maze chow sort of comes at the end. It's the end of a priority. But when a team is, they're winning, they've got a decent amount of map control of P5 here, they're going to be taking these routes. So instead of, setting up here and looking this way, which is almost, when you look at how far away it is from their spawn is and where their, usual line of sight and run routes will be, it does seem a little bit useless. So yeah, my point, help the teammates out. If you get to a position where you get 4 down and you decide to want to watch mid, you can then decide to hop up top third and watch it from there. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
I'll be right.
Yeah, we die because no one was watching the right, and we give up. Okay, we give up 20 seconds.
Yep. Try to cut him off there.
Nice. Why are we coming back? So, P2 is live. Your teammates have got all the outspawns here. They can't spawn here. You've got a teammate on hill. The enemy team are going to be spawning in Narnia all the way back here. Means that where are they going to run? They might decide to shallow old, but in that case, your teammate will die, and you'll know that's where they've been. If they decide to run maze, that's a potential, or they might decide to run long and round like that way to get to the new hill. Instead of backing up from this position, you could have gone, you know what? I'm going to hold middle. I'm going to, let me get to this heady. Let me just erase a little bit here. Let me get to this heady and look down this line of sight. If I don't see anyone, why don't I run to ramp and look left and catch anyone running down that way? What you don't want to do is give up all the map control of middle, because you have a real good opportunity to trap them back into this half of the map. This half of the map, when P2 or P3 is live, should be an absolute danger zone. Anyone running across this should have to fear for their life because of how much height you can have over this middle section of the map. You've got top server, you've got top snow, you've got top warehouse, you have top P2, you have top third, but either of top third, you have top secret back here. There are so many positions you can look down to that area on, and when you have, P3 live and the enemy team are spawning on the other side, I mean, it's the same on P2. P2's live, the worst spawns the other side of this grid. P3's live, let me just undo these. P3's live, the worst spawns back here, and again, they've got to run through no man's land to get to the hill. It's the same on a lot of hills in this map, and it's why it's so important to maintain this halfway line. So you coming back from this halfway line to help out to the hill is actually giving up a lot of map control you've got, or you've gained from being and holding this real good scrap time here and rotating to the new. That should be rewarded by so much map control, but we're just giving it away. So in short, what I'm trying to say is you either want to just try and get top snow control and, watch their whole middle map from, if you sit on this heady top snow, you can pretty much cover this whole line of sight pretty much. And from doing that, you can just pretty much tell your teammates who are sat on the hill, just watch your right, because they could come all the way around. But I've got everything else, and you can have 2 people up here. You can have one top warehouse and one here. And again, you can, share the load whilst you have someone who's sat watching the right, and you have someone who's maybe pushed up a little bit into tunnel, or you have someone who's sat on a hill watching tunnel in case someone leaks through, and you have someone back here watching this line of sight. But in any case, you do want to not give up this middle area because it's such a massive hold you want to try and obtain and keep when you can.
Could be left side. Look right.
So we run back, we've got tunnel covered.
Back up and look right side.
No one's got right.
All 3 our 3 of us are looking tunnel. One of us pick up garage.
And again, you haven't got map control, so and Boogie, shout out to them, they're frying. That's exactly what we should be doing, and he's probably had to come back to play their life.
One shot.
Okay, so this happens a lot when solo queuing. You have people, you're clearly watching tunnel, yet you have 2 people who have just joined you in watching tunnel. Now I understand you communicated to them that someone needs to pick up right, someone needs to pick up garage, but if they don't listen, you need to take the action upon yourself. If you're noticing they're watching tunnel and your teammate has got middle area, you need to think to yourself, okay, whatever, they're not going to listen, I need to relocate myself. So at this position, I get in an ideal situation they'd have picked it up anyway. You should have, pulled back a little bit and, watched that yourself.
Mike, look garage. We've taken the lead. Keep looking at garage, Mike.
Yeah, and because no one was watching things, people died, and now it's, we're 1 down. Big gunfights though, big gunfights. Nice. No, I'm fine with this gameplay. Ooh, did we need to switch ammo? No, I don't know why we switched guns. We had 11 bullets left.
One more. We have spawns.
Okay, fine. I don't mind that. You did actually a really good job there of, you know, there was a lot of pressure. They were spawned in the back.
Go.
Oh, teammate.
I have all. Go.
Yeah. Okay, this is no one wants to see this. So unfortunately, we've given up the rotation of new. Now I don't want to sound awful, but you seem to be better than a couple of the teammates you're playing with, and as a result, let them get the scrap. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to be too much, but if you can guarantee and you think you're the better player on the team, let them get scrap. Unless the team's full of egos, but it seems like your teammates are very much happy to sit on the hill, so let them. You get the row, you play well, and get that rotation round to the new hill. Nice kill.
Use a streak.
Your teammates causing a massive distraction on the hill there. Let's see some support.
Try to streak time or the guys in the back.
Okay, so at this position here, you have a teammate who's absolutely just running onto the hill. Help them out. You know, they're alive still. They've just died. That's a good few seconds where you could have been overlooking. Every single one of these red dots are going to be focused on that one player on the hill, pretty much. I mean, someone else died, but pretty much they're going to be focused on that hill. It gives you an opportunity to re-peek at that time, clear the hill, and clear the people in the back.
Try to streak time or the guys in the back.
Oh, where you went?
Again, there's a lot of time passing here where we're not quite doing as much as we could. Leave the hill. Yeah. I couldn't have read that guy.
We need that streak.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have read that play up secret, to be honest, so is what it is. Okay. Stun nade like that. You don't know where they're on the hill, but you want to break it. Good route. I was hoping you were going to take this route. This is the right thing to do. They've called in a streak. They're going to be running inside. As long as your teammate doesn't kill you, you're fine. But you want to try and maintain this side of map control. Okay. Now, the difficulty we have with this push is you are open to so much. I mean, if someone comes up warehouse here, you're dead. If someone's at top warehouse up here, you're unfortunately dead. If someone's top snow up that way, you're dead. And that's if you somehow manage to kill the player on the hill, who we do lose the gunfight to. So from this position, if you're trying to break the hill and you have teammates, if I'd say it differently, if your team was spawning where this player is, but they're not, they're spawning behind you. So this for me, I would try and get to that side of the hill so that I'm protected from snow, I'm protected from top third, and I'm top warehouse, and you're protected from bottom warehouse or garage, as you call it, and then try and get the kill from there. What you do, you leave yourself so open to the many places they could be coming from. So yeah, I'd have tried to get to their side first, so I'm hidden by the wall, and then go for the kill.
Time weak. 2 on 1. 2. One right side.
Just hiding in the fucking lane down in the corner.
It's fine. Stun. Stun hit. Nice. Good break. Bit late, but it's fine.
We need to pick up tunnel. One more tunnel.
Nice kills from Mike.
Ramp. Stop me, our side.
We seem a bit unsure as to what we want to do here. Still got good spawns, thankfully. Unfortunate break. But again, if I mean the teammate's up there. But again, we're on this real lower level, meaning that we're so open from things like secret. We're so open from things like top server. You really want to try and get top third or top server at this point, especially for P1.
2 on time.
Yeah, we get the kill, we get traded out. Is what it is. We end up spawning new.
They have ton of spawns.
Now there's, what, 30 seconds left of this. You need another 70 points to win. They need another 24. So yeah, we need a decent hold here, and then we need to maintain these spawns massively. Good kill.
One more tunnel, one more tunnel.
Why? I'm not sure why we dropped. So 24 seconds left. You've just got a decent amount of kills here. You know, you can be top third and still look over the hill. I don't think you necessarily need to drop into the abyss to try and help them out. But in any case, I think you'd have died to that player anyway. But going on that box, a little bit of a snake to recenter yourself would have probably not gone amiss. But yeah, they strafed with you and you just lost the gunfight. That is what it is. They had a rival as well, so even if you hit your shot, you'd have probably been dead at that range.
Nice.
Not sure what happened there. Good kill. Good trade. Great trade. And you've just secured the close spawns back for your teammates. If they'd have stayed alive for another second, your teammates wouldn't have been able to spawn there. They'd have spawned out and it'd have been probably GG. But the fact you got those 2 kills, they were influential kills. They were decently good kills. So someone on the enemy team is clearly flanked and therefore you're spawning out.
Get on time, get on time.
You can. There's 3 of them there.
Good comms again.
Got 2. Only one to find. Got 3.
Ooh, how's that happened then? I mean, that's a great 3-piece. Personally, they are influential kills, obviously, as you can tell. That guy's absolutely milked. You're lucky, if I'm honest. You're quite lucky. Yeah. At the end of the day, great 3-piece.
They all have old spawns. All of them have old spawns.
Routine.
And your important thing is to not push out too far. Nice stun just to deter them. You know no one's there because it didn't get a hit marker.
We gotta hold this.
Okay, close game. Your teammates are at new. Let's see what routes we take here. Teammate traded. You know one's coming tunnel.
2 tunnel.
And you know 2 tunnel now, so good. I'd like to watch a little bit more kill cams just for a little bit more info, but it's fine. So you can obviously see the blue dots through the walls.
Get on time, get on time, get on time.
Garage.
Get on it.
One drive side garage. Garage dead. I have garage. Get on time.
Yeah, this should be GG for now. You got 4 up. Yeah.
Mid tunnel.
Yeah, I imagine this is GG's.
I got you.
Okay, perfect. So, let's take a look at what we have. So, first things first, I'm going to say your comms are very good. Comms are very clean. Your shots are better than you probably give yourself credit for. Yeah, so there's a bunch of positives there. Your slide cancelling and movement is fairly clean. It's not over the top, but it's necessary movement most of the time. So, yeah, thumbs up for those things. You also, your use of spawn knowledge is actually decent for a plat player. Like, gotta be honest, your spawn awareness is, you know, pretty good. There wasn't a time where, I mean, you second guess yourself at the back of P3, but other than that, your spawn knowledge is, you know, can't fault it. So that's really solid feedback for a plat 3 in my opinion. So yeah, good gunny, good movement, you know, good spawn knowledge. What else do you really need? Now, obviously, I'm only looking at one gameplay. I don't know how you perform on control. I don't know how you perform on S&D. But yeah, there's a few things that I think we can fix. So the first thing is using your utility. Obviously, you probably know by watching this, you need to use it more, especially when, you know, there's enemy on the hill and you need to break it. You did use it a little bit more towards the end than you did at the beginning. But yeah, generally, try and use your nades and stuns a little bit more if you can. Obviously, don't do it if it's going to get you killed. But the main thing, and it's the thing I noticed on Sub Base mainly, is that we're not ever on areas of control. Now, there are... Sub Base is all about maintaining control of top third and top server and top snow, top warehouse. And I didn't see you in many of those, especially with an AR, which you have. I didn't see you in many of those, you know, good positions very much. So I'm going to assume that that's the same case on most maps where you're not playing to your advantage and using the map to your advantage. So I'd think that is, as you're playing Call of Duty next time after this, you're looking, you know, you're playing the map and you're thinking, okay, what where do I die from, or where do I hate dying from, or where am I constantly dying from that I need to get control of? So for Sub Base, for example, as I say, it's top third, top server, top snow. For Karachi, it's top red, top third. You know, it's those sort of real high elements that are just real good power positions that you're going to see a lot of pros get, or at least fight for, somewhat more than the hill itself. So I don't know whether that's just a Sub Base thing or it's a general thing, but try and be very conscious of that. And the next thing, which I don't think is a massive criticism, but I would be very much, when your team are on the hill and they're not, and they don't seem to be pleasant on the hill, they don't seem to be, you know, okay, we got hill control, great, help them out. There's a lot of times here where instead of, you know, in P2 particularly, where we're spawning in P2 and we decided to run either bottom third or like maze or top third, where they're still struggling on the hill at P2 itself, and you're not quite giving them the help they need. So yeah, they're the two things I want you to try and focus on. Obviously, there's a bunch of criticism I gave throughout the map itself, which I hope you found helpful, and the rest of you guys have found helpful, of course. But yeah, use the map to your advantage, maintain a decent amount of hill control, and get to those real power spots. And secondly, if your team don't have really nice control of the hill, just help them out a little bit. Yeah, and then when you're solo queuing like this, if your team aren't doing something you want them to do, just do it yourself. That's a #1 rule for solo queuing. Sometimes you need to do the dirty work and even change the thing you're doing because your teammates aren't doing what they should be. But yeah, Plat 2 is your highest, is a fair shock to me based on this gameplay. Obviously, this is a really good gameplay of yours. You get 40 kills. But from this gameplay, I know it's limited. I'm going to say you can definitely hit Diamond. I've seen worse players in Diamond, especially like Diamond 1. Like that low-level diamond. Maybe it's just a time of hours, but for sure, grind a little bit more, mate, and you will definitely hit diamond as long as you perform like you performed in this video. So yeah, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope if you're not Zamora, you enjoyed the video as well. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now.